3, 2, and it doesn't really matter. Hi guys, thank you all for coming. I'm Roxanne from Odyssey of Ascension. Hey out there in YouTube land. We are at the Edgar Cayce Center in Houston. And a big booyah to Houston. Excellent. So we got a couple hours of channeling. What we're going to do is bring in the gang and whoever, whatever, and then we'll do open up to Q&A. Q&A is really cool. And I love it because it's the here and now interaction with you, you know, and that's the coolest because it's about ascending. It's about the game we chose to play, you know, and in the now interaction with humans and not living in a cave or hiding in theory land and worrying about appearances, and you're just right here and now. So play the game, dig in, throw all the fears out to the best of your ability. And ask those questions, spill them, because there's only you here. And everyone is just a reflection of you, so don't worry about what people are going to think. Let it out, you know, get it out, and let's talk about this ride. And I'm going to cuss my ass off. Just to let you know. So, he's like, I don't care. It's like, whatever, Roxy. Go on about your nows, I'm good. Good. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time. So, the Q&A idea, you know, ask the questions. The only thing I ask is speak up. But there's nothing out of bounds. I don't give a flying fuck what it is. Speak your heart. Because that's the only way to you. You know? Not the fears, not what you stand behind in retrospect. It's you, and that's where we're all going, back home. Find ourselves. Oh, and they got me coffee. Texas pecan. How do you not love that? All right. Well,
Sly will be pleased.
Sly's going to be happy, I'm sure. Let's rock and roll. Here we go. Greetings to the collective. This is Ocyphius. We bid you a good day. How are you all?
Good! Extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Truly. Oh yes, most certainly you are. And coming from the idea of yourself in the mirror on daily reflections, extraordinary is, let's say, out of bounds in some aspects. Truly, isn't it not? I am mediocre here, I'm extraordinary over there, but truly you're all extraordinary. You just forgot. And that's what the journey is about, to remember what you are. A chosen God of forgetfulness. How awesome. What a ride. Because it's really awesome, truly, remember this, to be God all the time. But it is extraordinary in the fashion of up here to forget that you're God. And all the masters I see before me have chosen that journey. To evolve a species. Humanity. Well known throughout all the galaxies and all the nows. Homo Galacticus, soon to be, that ascension idea upon your travelings from 3D into 4D, how exciting. So in that idea, this entire game is understanding yourself, the ego of separation, the one of commandment from the covenanting beliefs that you grew up with, that you saw in the mirror, that you found valuable. However, you can see that each generation changes their minds just a little bit about this and about that. Not acceptable, now acceptable. Walking around being an idea where 50 years ago you would have been, let's say, stoned out of town in some places, truly. Oh yes. And those ideas are all choosings. Those evolutionary ideas of new selves are choosings. The choosings of the self. The love, the individual singularity that breathes life into this expression called Roxanne. To choose. To choose out of free will choice the individual that you are in the mirror. Looks like a scary mirror, doesn't it? You have all kinds of reflections with all kinds of attitudes and vibrations. But it's truly you. It reflects to you, it shows you, truly. The aspect of creation in that idea, the one dancing their own song and dance in their world. And you look at those ideas sometimes and you judge them, of course, because they are out of your own coveting beliefs, your identity, your I am that you claim so you can feel accepted. Maybe, truly. Comfortable with who you are, that belonging to an idea because you don't feel the love. And we'll talk about the idea of that love. The seeking of the love inside that you appear in forgetfulness exists outside. In another, maybe a lover, a best friend, an idea, an activity. Those ideas are your love that you're trying to fulfill back in yourself, and you identify them on the outside. But of course it's a mirror, so it is truly just an aspect of you, most certainly. So in that idea, you give up your authority to others to, let's say, give yourself, let's say, mediocrity, comfortableness, eking by, security, different ideas to keep you limited. But somebody, oh yes, chose themselves over the idea of the belief that they coveted and held treasured for so many years. They said, no, no more. I'm ready to choose myself for once. Therefore, we have generations. We have evolution, truly. Look how fast we've evolved in the last 100+ years. Look how much change. Roxy remembers in the 70s and the 80s, oh, the world's going to hell in a handbasket. There's homosexuals all around us. It's all going to end, really? Looks like a better world to me. Oh, yes. All I see is more flowers in the gardens. Do you know? Truly, yes. A variety. You see, I'm an individual. My name is, yes, you all know, Ocyphius, and I am expressing through Roxanne, and together we bring forth this idea. We are just one tiny little flower in the idea garden of the gods, truly. And each of you are the same, expressing your idea of what it is to be a flower, your story, your tapestry you weave so beautifully in the nows of eternity. Truly, that's what you are. And now you see that each individual expressing and choosing themselves shows not separation, truly. Maybe they do it in an angry way, but that's the way they choose to get it out. And that's okay, because this ride is a son of a bitch. Truly. But they express their choosing, their love for themselves. And they came out and said, I am this. And another, and another, and another, to where it's status quo. Roxy represented transgender. She thought that idea would help move the world, but it was not her passion to be a speaker of transgender rights. She was like, I'm just freaking happy. Truly. So she became that idea and represented through her own understanding of herself, from going to, I've got to have pink on, to whatever it is in the moment. You know, to represent now just who she is. And all of you do that. Doesn't mean you have to categorize yourself and become something outlandish. No. What you want to choose is love. The love that your heart sings to you. Oh yes, truly. The one that says, I want this, myself, over that, the old, the ego, the separated, the coveting beliefs that said reality, and if you go beyond that, here's what's going to happen, here's what's going to happen, here's what's going to happen. The fears of consequences that happen out of the now, and really, truly never happen. You never manifest your fears, truly. And that idea is what you choose about yourself to explore the world that you are. The love. In the now. For yourself. And that love is what you radiate. A lot of them are birthed in the ideas of representing what it is. Activists, protests, shiftings and changings. It's all beautiful because it's all creation. All of it. All of it is creation. And in the undistorted eyes of all that is, which is you, truly, that's all you see. Unconditional love. How perfect it is to see all creation as that. As gorgeous as the sunset. Oh, yes. But in the idea of polarity, we understand. You sculpt things on a scale. left to right, up and down, good, bad, gorgeous, not so pretty, things like that. But when you choose the love, that radiates something. It radiates a vibration. The vibration of love. That's what you've all been seeking. To go home. It's the love for the self that lies within. Let's say the kingdom of heaven lies within. The inside creates the outside, of course. And when you choose the idea from the inside, that's when it breathes itself onto the screen of life. Your immediate now reflection, all of you chose this now, and this now fucking rocks. That's the love for yourself. No need to be serious. Have fun. Because the mirror tells you exactly what you are. True. So when you choose that love, it radiates. And then all of a sudden, it allows a new idea to come in. A new vibration. See, when you were born in forgetfulness, you see a belief. And that belief is coveted usually from the parents. Oh, yes. And that is life. And that's what you're seeing. That's what you're focused. And when it's challenged by others, you defend it. As a child, you defended different ideas against other belief systems. And you got angry and you got upset with others, maybe your friends, you had to tip, best friends, not so best friend anymore, those kind of ideas. And you saw something that challenged you and you defended your belief systems of separation. But now you see that it's a little bit thinner when you start choosing yourself. And what replaces it is a new vibration, a new radio station you're tuning into. You're fine-tuning yourself into a more higher idea of vibrational reality. What's truly all in the here and the now. Remember that, entities. There is no over there. There is no back then. There is no in times to come. It's all existence. Second law of the universe. It's all here and now. Truly. So in that idea, when you choose your love, you represent light. Love. You chose what others are seeking in themselves. That idea of going home. Remember the idea, I'm seeking acceptance from these people. I need to belong because I don't know how to love myself because I forgot I am unconditional love. Oh yes. So I'm seeking ideas of love to fulfill me and the outside, and you choose it for yourself and poof. And then, of course, do I deserve it? Am I allowed to feel this good? Everything represented to me around you says life is tough. It's a son of a bitch. There's no way. You have to work, suffer to be great. My ass. We are effortless gods. Truly. We create now through the will of ourself. No intention. We don't need to think about anything because thinking is time. We're now. Hard to fathom, truly. So you choose yourself and a new love comes in and you represent to the others what they are missing. You become the lighthouse. You become the shepherd. They see something in you. Now, they may not understand it, they may reject it, they may fight it, but that's their own selves. Understanding and working through the belief systems of separation. The coveting idea they found as a child to hold valuable over the love and the feeling they felt in you. Which is them feeling themselves, maybe in this aspect for the first time. And many don't believe they deserve the love of the self. Because it was selfish. I don't deserve to be this awesome. I am a lonely idea thrown out of heavens. To work my way back to God, an angry God, really. God is conditioned, truly. Goshi no mai ni yato. Stand by. Ooh, it got bigger. Sylvester here.
Yeah. Hey.
Look at you two back there. Say hi. Say hi. Roxy's very excited to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Oh man, Ocyphius rocks, doesn't he?
He does.
You know, Big O was a speaker. He was an Egyptian priest. He gets going. He's, you know, he'll pulpit it up with the best of them. Just pow. We love Big O. So in that idea, to continue that, if I'm trying to figure out myself, and I am the higher self and I am my own world, there's always going to be a vibration available to me, around me, that represents the love for myself. And then you have a whole bunch of vibrations that reflect back, that are status quo, what life is. And you never notice that you have a belief system that says that's life. You're just going along in the program unnoticed. And then one day it comes up and it shows you something, and it's called anger. It's called frustration. It's called something that's going to take you from a set world to an upset world. There's nothing better than upsetting yourself. Truly. How do you evolve if you don't know what's going on? You got to know what's going on in yourself. So this journey is about the idea of all the billions of realities that you've set up for yourself to show you parts of yourself that no longer service you. And when you see with Ascension eyes, you look at all creation as perfect it is. But when you come from polarity eyes, all you've known for your life of your memory on this journey you've chosen, then you measure it, you scale it, and it upsets you, and it moves you off of your center. And that's when allowance kicks in. Cherish. The idea in the Bible called charity. It's truly allowance, compassion. Not only love, but you allow. See, I provide a garden of Eden, and it's fertile with love. And anyone who wants to come and play in it gets to, as they choose. Because the minute I judge, then I judge myself. And then I take creation, and I take that part of creation, and I limit it. And that's no fun. Because think about it. If there's limitations in creation, and I'm talking in any aspect, it would have already ended. Because all limitations will come to an end. Ta-da! So guess what? We're unlimited. Because we are forever. And whoever got the Texas pecan, thank you. Oh yeah. Yeah. So in that idea, I'm a lighthouse, you're a lighthouse, you choose yourself. Now, here comes deserving. This one's going to kick your ass. Because I'm not worthy of life. And I reflect back to a good friend of ours, Bashar, and he nailed it with this idea. You are chosen to exist. You are a conscious choice by creation to exist. Each and every one of you have self-awareness. You can't deny that. You know you're alive. You see yourself in the mirror, you feel, you just know it. You reflect, you think, you be, you feel, you love. You exist. Now that's a tough one to swallow, because you're like, oh yeah, so what? But when it comes right down to it, you were chosen forever to exist. That in and of itself, know that you're worthy. Because we're whole, we're one. There can't be all existence and non-existence. So if you're in all existence, there can't be more or less of all that is. Right? Can't be all that is plus one. Can't be all that is minus one. So you belong. Without you, we all go away. Poof. You belong. And I know the gods that you are. I know every one of you. And I know how large and how thunderous and how, let's say, famously boisterous you are. All of you, living the thousands of lives on this earth, journeying through, expressing, feeling, loving, hating, killing, dying. Everything you've, let's say, explored to the ends in yourselves to get to the Great Awakening. All of you, the masters in front of me, everyone out there in La La Land. You belong. You chose to exist in an idea of forgetfulness. How sweet you are. Masterclass, truly. And in that, if you belong, if you can take that to heart and really start to accept that I'm worthy of life, I'm worthy of existence. The Creator chose me, and then one tiny little split second in your life, somewhere in your belief systems, there comes an opportunity to choose yourself over the value of others. I want you to listen to that again. The value of others. Because the others is the only thing that's going to stop you from choosing yourself. Who do you treasure more? You? Or the reflection of a consequence? A fear? An outcome? A future? But now that you know you belong, now that you know you exist, now that you know that you were chosen by creation, therefore you are blessed, then you can at one time choose yourself. Now, don't rush it. Choose it once. And it shows you in its immediacy. And then you get to do it again. And again and again. And you work your way through this wonderful journey. That's why Roxanne named it Odyssey of Ascension. Odyssey is an epic voyage of ascension. So she chose that name because this is the voyage. And that's what we want to tell you. It's not the outcome. Because when the game's over, you keep going. It's never an ending to creation. You're just sweeping in, experiencing, and then you're gone. And you get to go play another game. So in that idea, be the now of the journey. And the nows become forever. Because you're so in the now, your life gets so filled, so rich, because you're not thinking, I need to get out of work. I can't wait to the 5 o'clock bus. I can't wait to the weekend. And you're never now experiencing. You assume, you approach the moment with the ideas, I got to get through this. So you're thinking and just getting through life. And then all of a sudden you're pushing up daisies. The game's over. But if you live life now and explore the journey of the now by choosing the joy in the now, knowing it's a three-dimensional holodeck, and you're the creator, writer, actor, director, you plug in the now, the program that tells you the reflection. When you start to do that for yourself, your whole world changes. The magic comes because it's a magic show. All you were doing is bending light to a frequency. It doesn't do that until your senses say they do that. This is only light. But your senses, the gift of being a human to understand the third-dimensional reality with the element of time added in, is so beautiful, and you do that. But it's a holodeck. It's a hologram. And you guys chose to create it that way. And that way is your way, and it will be no other's way. No one can change your world. You are the reflection of your own mirror. So know that. So know that you belong. Know you can choose yourself. When you choose that 1 ounce of love for yourself over the value of the mirror past idea selves, you will show yourself an immediate reflection of that evolution of yourself. Allowing you to choose it again and again and again. And then all of a sudden, nothing will hold you prisoner. Because all the prisons are yours. Your beliefs. You have the keys. Always have, always will. They're self-imposed. What a game. And you get the journey out of it. With the love for yourself. Which goes back to the idea of selfish. I can't care about anyone else. I love you all, but I don't care about you. Because I know what you are. You're God's journey. You're a fractal idea of the whole awesome God that you already are. Can't get worried about you. Because if I worry about you, then guess what happens? Then I put out a vibration that you're broken. That you need help. See, I heal. Roxy heals. Ocyphius was a big healer. Good friends with Horus, which was the Egyptian guy. Ocyphius and Horus were really good friends, and he was a healer because he did this gift. And same with JC and the boys. Yeah, Roxy loves that one. See, they didn't see the illness. Because if I'm a reflection of a vibration and I'm putting out, I see you in illness, then I'm only solidifying in that perspective's reality, shit, I'm sick. Because that vibration is saying so. And this one is. Now, myself as a sick person, I'm seeking pity most of the time. Because pity gives me attention. You have to bleed to feel alive. Oh yeah. Because you don't belong, leading back to the idea of worthiness. You kick that one in the ass, you got this one by the nuts. Truly. So when I see you as well, healthy, beautiful, vibrant, a lost God journeying home, expressing, being, creating. If I give you a vibration of polarity, then I only reinforce what you already know. That's no fun. We want to evolve. We want to go into the unknown. Take that undistorted light of unconditional love that's all the time around us and bend it into a frequency of your choosing. So if I give you that love, that light, and you get to see all the time the unknown of yourself, the possibilities of yourself instead of the status quo. Make sense? That's good shit.
Yes, it is.
Yeah? How you doing, Adrian? Thanks for coming. How's Rob there?
Expressing himself.
Yeah, expressing himself. Named him Xander. Roxy wanted Ra, and so we gave Ra as the middle name. But her last name's Wood, so it'll be Ra Wood. And yeah, so we went against that one, I guess. That was good times. Good deal. So, I've got a whole big crew around me right now. We got a lady in action over here, and Arcturians over here, and everybody's higher self is here. And I want you to understand something. I want you to listen to this. Let it go for a second, allow it to rattle around, and understand that problems or idea challenges cannot be solved in the same frequency that they were created. You need to allow and let go and just let it flow in, because it is truly a silver plate handed to you all the time if you just get out of your way. So in that idea, all of your higher selves are here focusing in, and you are your higher self. Listen to that again. You are your higher self. And the idea of talking to your higher self, absolutely. But also shift yourself from the fractalized to the higher self I and go, shit, I'm right in the middle of this game. I'm up here looking down at this game. I'm part of it. The conversations that we're all having is all going on up here, and you guys wrote them. You guys know it. You guys know everything about the here and now. It's what you believe in yourself that blinds you from that idea. So the next time you take a test, approach the idea of the test as you wrote the test, because you did. Okay? Everything is yours in the here and now. It's all you. That's your moment. The ones that are co-creating are all in agreement in the now of all that is. Always. So all of your higher selves are focused in, and you know everything that I've already said, going to say, and will say for all the nows. In the now that you choose in co-creation. You know it all. Start to not solve that problem. Don't believe it. Just allow it. And in the nows, you'll start seeing synchronicity, because your thinking mind is an interference. It's a neutralizing speaker that says, no, I don't believe you, and the mirror says, okay. And then it reflects the unknown coming in. When you allow, then all of a sudden you're like, anyone ever have an epiphany? It's like, holy shit, how'd I think of that? Wow. That's a good. Where did that come from? Well, it came from you. You just let that frequency come through, and you're allowing more and more. Now, this goes to control, vulnerability. Okay? Trust. Trust in the now. Trust who? You only. Never put your trust upon another. Why? Because then you burden them. Okay? Now they have to live within your expectations of trust. What kind? Let that go. Don't put your, I trusted you. Well, I'm sorry to fail you. Then you give them guilt and all that stuff like that. Let it go. Be unconditional. Trust only you. It's your show. You're the individual here. It's your game. Yours. Selfish. Here it comes again. Bubbling up. Oh, do I allow? Am I allowed? Yeah. See, it all leads back, and it's going to be that worthiness thing that you guys chose, and you're allowed to love yourself. Oh, it's such a good game. Oh, truly. So in your journeys, of the now, choosing yourself, your love for yourself, seeing that vibration, that expectation of the mirror. Know it's your mirror. Know that the control you're trying to do is based off of the past. You have this memory, this tiny little memory right here. Here it is. There it is, right there. That's you, and that's creation. Okay? And you're using, off of the thinking mind, that dot. But you're all of it. But if you focus and be the dot of information, that's what you're trying to control the creation with. Creation's got it, because creation's you. And keep this in mind. Let's shift something right now, if you guys choose. The universe doesn't support you. You support the universe. Okay? It's your universe. There's no one on the other side of the mirror and go, oh, you're ready for this here. Thank you. No. It's you choosing the love for yourself that gives you the vibrations of your choices. So when you see a sign, you see an idea, that's not a choice for you to say, oh, shit, is that, thank you. No, that was you. You're like, oh, cool, look what I just did. Take that command back and own yourself. Own your reality. Don't rely on this tiny little dot of creation, your past experience, only to take your idea control and create a reality off of that. When you have everything around you. So when you shut down that speaker of thinking to go out there and reflect, you're allowed now all that is to flow in. Don't worry about how to think about it. Okay? You have a quasi-mind that's already being built. That's the, let's say, the mind of quantum physics that we don't quite understand down here yet, but you're getting there. That mind is going to be tuning in. It is a wonderful radio station that automatically translates everything into the conceivable mind of the conscious self. And it's developing, it's crystallizing, it's coming online. All you have to do is get out of the way. Go back to, I'm an effortless God. Yeah, but what about the future? What about it? It's created now. There's nothing there, there's no bills, there's no future, there's no nothing, there's no insurance, there's no anything that you're fearing in the future until you create it in the now. Period. Done. So relax and trust, once again, you. Because if you think you're a big guy and you're all this information here, then you probably have a lot to fall back on. So relax. Now we go to vulnerability. And that's a scary word for people, right? If I'm vulnerable, I'm under attack. Bullshit. Defense is the first act. It's the first invitation of war. Attack is defense. Because if you don't vibrate defense to the mirror, then, well, let's do it this way. If I vibrate a defense, that invites attack. Because why defend if you don't get to play the game of being attacked? That's what the mirror says. The mirror is perfect. It is so, oh God, it's so perfect. It really, really is. Okay, I can't have what I want. That doesn't come. You want something, you're not going to get it because you're telling the mirror perfectly, I want. Okay? Indifference, vulnerability, allow, have fun in the now. Choices of the now that express yourself, that say, I want to do this. It's not too fun. Well, how do you know? Well, because based off of my past experience, I had this idea, so that doesn't look fun, so I'm not going to do it. So you stay in theory land, no action, and then you keep on sulking, pouting, wondering. That's why we say action on the now. Choose yourself. Give yourself what you deserved. Ladies, take yourself out on a date. Fall in love with yourself. Spend your frickin' money.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Roxy figured it out. She goes, wait a minute. I got this. If I love spending money, then I'll always have money to spend.
Yeah.
Yep. So she stopped looking at that PayPal account and she found something in the now and she's like, oh, I'm done. And she bought and then bing. It's like, oh, more money to spend. And that's how it works. It truly does. That's why you're unlimited. And a lot of ideas out there in human spiritual world say, you know, you can't have material things. Bullshit. Yeah. There's nothing in this world that is not sacred. Because it's creation. It's only your polarity that says it's spiritual, not so spiritual. It's all creation. It's all unconditional love. It's all in existence, and all existence is unconditional love. You cannot judge existence. You can have anything you want, any way you want. It's only the beliefs of yourself, your worthiness, your allowance, your expectations of what is happiness as opposed to what is in the now. Happiness. Big difference. So that's the journey. And you can have it all. You can have the big house. It's your relationship to it. If you're structuring that as a status symbol, an ordainment to hold on your mask of ego separation, then you're going to have some issues with that idea creating house, because you're coming from a standpoint of ego. That vibration reflects, and then it's a son of a bitch ride. But you want a big frickin' house, tiny house, gnome house, doesn't matter. You want something fun, let it go. Because if you thought of it, guess who already thought of it? So the higher self knows. Relax. You got this. And then poof, here comes your house. In a way that you would never, ever been able to conceive using the thinking mind. The path, the plan, the goal setting. Because in goal setting, by the way, you're in conflict and struggle between now and the goal. That's effort. I'm out. Allow the now. The most beautiful, simplest idea. Oh, yes. Allow the now. And find the fun. Now here's an idea of fun. Okay? I got a bag full of fun. My fun is an experience of the past, what I actually had fun doing. And we try to recreate fun. People have done this, and you've all done it. You try to recreate it, and it's never as fun as it was in the now. Because in the now, it was just simply allowing the fun to be, with no expectations on making it any more fun, which fucks it up. Just be the now and flow effortlessly in the now. And then, poof. You understand fun. But then in the mind, I'm bored, I need to have fun, so you go in your pool of information, you take your Rolodex out, and that was fun, that was fun, that was fun, and then you go over to the now, and you look around, well, none of those fit the fun that I had, so I'm not going to do anything, and you don't choose any now. That's why we say choose whatever. Anything. Get up and take action, move. Do something, at work, outrageous, lavish. What's going to happen? Only fun. Because when you choose that, you get that back. People may be in upheaval, and then you laugh at it because it's a game. It says relax. It's so funny. I mean, you've seen ideas of Roxy experience being so serious in the car business and trying to make it and stuff, and then just one day she was like, I can't do this game anymore because it's so ridiculous how they just contort and constrain themselves to a point of breaking. And they find these energetic releases which just train wreck their lives. And we say, awesome. And it is, because it's just so beautiful to see humanity create in whatever aspect. Because we don't see in polarity eyes. We don't. So in that idea, you get to choose the journey of that idea for yourself. And you get to see the idea of the reflection of fun. So when you're looking for the fun, don't look for it from the past. Try anything, do anything, go anywhere, live on the edge, spend your money, take yourself out on a date, fall in love with yourself, treat yourself, you deserve it. If who rather, is going to give you what you deserve other than you? Are you going to wait for that? That idea of waiting will keep you waiting. And those idea of romances that come in because you don't love yourself, you want to attain that and be fulfilled with the happiness of another, that's going to be conditioned. Because you went into it conditioned. It's not them. Don't get mad at them. Don't blame that damn mirror. No. You're the God. Don't condition your love. Allow and know that romance and that love and beauty will flow into you. But you got to learn how to love yourself. You forgot. Because you forgot. You chose to forget, so you don't know how to love yourself. Oh, hi, Mom and Dad. You fed me. You clothed me. Thank you. Awesome. I owe you everything. And that's the vibration you get, the coveting. And you want that. You want it fulfilled. And you try to be something But your heart says, God, I really can't stand you right now, Mom. And you want to be yourself, and you fight that idea, but that's generations, and you've seen the rest, and it's just evolution. You never look for the acceptance of others. Roxy seeked, and she spoke about it on indifference and ideas of relationships in the last couple of channelings, that she was trying to seek the acceptance of others. You want your parents to love you and say, I did it because all my life I was never living up to your expectations, because that's what you think you need to do to gain love, is to be what you want to be in their eyes. And you change yourself and break yourself apart to fit this world of someone else's. And guess what? It's only your idea of the world that they are, but you never know their world. So it's futile. You can never be anything to another, because their individual subjective view is always different than yours. So now that you know that, you might as well be you, because you know you. Oh, yes. And when you start choosing the you that you are in the now, once again, unconditional love can flow in a new idea. You got these barnacles around you, these encrusted barnacles of limitation. And you've been chipping from the inside out, and a little light shows in, and you like that idea, and it opens up this part, and you chip away this belief, and all of a sudden there's just light flowing. And then the ride becomes magical, and the fears become thin. The veil becomes effortless. It's tough, we know. But as you choose your love for yourself, you start getting that isness back, what you forgot, that God that you are, the thunderous being that has created universes and lived thousands of lives and ascended many species. Oh yes, you've done this before. That's how you got to the master class, because you know what you're doing. So in that idea, Marco, do you guys want to take a break before we get to Q&A? Let Roxy go TT, and then we'll do Q&A.
Want to take a potty break real quick?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to zip out of here, and I'll see you in 2 and 2. Booyah! And for some reason, we count down. Hi! We're back! It's Q&A time! All right, here we go. We won't have any general order, just kind of like speak up, you know, and we'll kind of like know in the moment. Don't worry about stepping on anyone's toes, just have fun. Fun. So much fun. All right, here we go. Excellent once again. Thank you all for returning to the now of Q&A. So in that idea fashion, hold nothing back. Be yourself. It is your now opportunity in this idea love room to be exactly that, what you choose. So let the questions begin, and we'll have different ideas pop in and out for the different questions. How exciting, a little variety in our life to smell the differences that we are, truly. Anybody, go ahead.
How do the experiences of deja vu fit in to what you were mentioning?
Sure. The idea of deja vu is catching up with the now. So let's put it like this. You already felt you've experienced this. You're remembering it. And what it truly is now you, the fractal, connecting with you, the higher self, being one in that moment to experience what you're creating in the now. And it just vibrates as a memory. Because you don't, let's say, you can't accept fully that you are already in the moment, so you translate it as an idea of a memory to justify it on the idea, and you chalked it up, humanity, truly, to an experience called deja vu. But truly, you have no limitations of time, you're just simply now, and now you know that you are in the moment of your now creation. Make sense?
Yes.
Booyah! Next.
What is being an ascended master? What does it take to be an ascended master?
All right. To take to be ascended master is an idea of a structure. All structures in the timelines of humanity all have strictures because they are the individual idea of that, let's say, represents an ascended master and how they journeyed. And it's all confined to the idea of that individual on the way they journeyed to become an i.e. definition of an ascended master. Now, the idea of ascended master in humanity's terms right now is that to understand what it is fully, to remember without taking the exit plan called death, to go home. You have the choice to vibrate in the light, leave, come back in the next split-second moment, and truly been gone for 1,000 years, understanding other games, and coming back into the moment to play the game of humanity, but this time with no veil, truly. So an ascended master is one who takes the idea of the limitations and coalesces it to the idea of wisdom, a full knowing in your, let's say, 360-degree bubble of reality. All your belief systems are now, let's say, not there. There's no beliefs. It's all wisdom. Not even knowing, because the knowing is a pumped-up belief. Wisdom. You know all that is to where you don't need to question any aspect of yourself. So in that idea, you are just completely now as an ascended master. And yes, there's been many ascended masters. How to attain that is yourself. Using other idea strictures or structures of ascension is an idea of potentials. It is a way to understand it in allowing that idea. In other words, it's lumps of clay that you mold into your ascension. All ascended masters chose themselves. They didn't have a way to do it. It was all confined to the limitations of humanity and each space-time now as an overall idea of the acceptable framework of humanity in that time. So each individual had different beliefs, different ways of doing it, and they're all offering your own way to sculpture it yourself with the clay that they offered. Say, here's how I did it. Take it and make it yours. And do it from the inside out. All of you are already ascended masters. You've already ascended other species. We went over that. And in this idea, you've ascended this species already. Now, did the individual, each individual ascend in and of itself? Yes and no. That's up to you. Because here's the idea, and I want you to listen to this. If you know that you can be an ascended master, that means that exists, okay? All fact is here, is all fiction over there. All fiction here is all fact somewhere else. To the individual choosing that reality to be that, to live it, to experience it. So if you say to yourself, I know what ascended master is, that means you have a potential to do that. Now, the value of that is up to the individual. It could be a structure of, let's say, a goal attainment. It could be a structure of identity for fame. Nothing wrong with that. Oh yes, it's creation. It could be a structure or a motivation in some terms to escape from the idea of who you are, to strive to be an ascended master. But most ascended masters, save, let's say about 2, did it all from the idea of once they set out on that journey to understand themselves as an ascended master, then they gave up to be an ascended master, and it happened with no effort. Make sense? Because they let go of the intention. See, intention strides, tethers the past. Because intention comes from thought of the past on an, let's say, achievable outcome. Down the road, idea of vibration. And now creates down the road. So again, focus on the now, be your now, and understand that ascended master can be realized with the effortless God that you already are. Make sense?
Yes.
Excellent. Good stuff. Next. Anybody?
What would you like to share with us about this new earth that's coming?
All right. And the idea of the new earth that's coming, we'll talk it and let's say add it in a couple of different aspects. The vibrational 3D earth, you understand, is the earth that's going to be around for, let's say, a little while longer. We will reference the idea of your biblical. The second coming, your 1,000 years of heaven on earth. That's the awakened idea of the species. living as one, to understand what it is to live as a human species on a 3D world. Not 4D yet. That comes later. Okay? In the physical idea realm, as a unlimited species, to really see what you're capable of creating when there's no limitations. How fun it is. Think how awesome your life is going to be with not 1 ounce of fear. So now humanity gets to explore that world for 1,000+ years, if you guys choose. It's all still, let's say, relevant in the now. And you get to experience a free-flowing human living in the unum of one. There's no lack, so therefore there's no crime, there's no fear, there's no money. There's only here I create, here I create, here I create, here. And everyone is unconditional, a perfect symbiotic relationship with all that is in the now of being a human. That's awesome, because you get to experience everything you dreamed of as a human with no effort. That's what humanity is going to do. And when you're done with that game, then you go to 4D and vibrate the idea of Gaia that is preparing herself in the 4th density, or 5th dimension, choose what you will, we like density. Use that idea, shift to that, and that becomes the place where it is being held in this now by the planet of Ascension. The Ascension civilization as a 4D will shift to the idea of the 5th dimension, taking place of the Syrian idea portal, 5th dimensional idea planet, that of Sirius, and that world and that species will move to the 6th density. It is an idea of a triangle, if you will. So over here in this corner is Ascension, and over here in this corner is Earth. Earth goes to 4D, Ascension goes to 5D. And here comes the new human. That will be your idea Venusian, as you know it as Venus. There is a civilization. They are called the Hathor civilizations. Many of you are familiar with them. Just Google them and you will understand they were a species that, let's say, offered during the time as incarnated idea aliens. They came as their natural selves, uninhibited, unlimited, being gods upon earth for the reflection of humanity to choose their ideas and ascend. They are terraforming is the, let's say, easiest way to construct a relevant definition of what they're doing to Venus. Venus then will flow into the orbital scale that you reference in the idea now of that of Earth, and that will be your new human species playing a game, that of the Venusians. And then it continues. And then when this idea ascends, you go up to the 5th density and be the 5D humans that you will be, and that now. Now, each individual in this room gets to choose what time and what space to play again after this journey is over, and however you end this idea, whether you ascend or take the exit plan, and you get to choose any of those nows. Remember that. You are unlimited on both sides of polarity, of course, and it's only up to you to understand that, and that's what this journey is about. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So the 4D Earth that we're creating, the separating Earths, they're still both in the 3D realm. It's just the focus of the vibrational love that would be, let's say, equaled in definition by humanity as a 4D attitude, being that of love and light, in that aspect, creates a 4D Earth and a 3D Earth that's split. And the understandings of the 3D that don't see the leap over the 4D, the chasm becomes lighter, let's say wider rather, and let's say Bashar referenced splitting of the tracks, that kind of idea. And then you can't, let's say, get from 3D to 4D because it's not even in your radar range. In other words, you can't hear that radio station. It's too out of focus. You can't tune into the 4D world, and that world ends its journey, if you will, when, let's say, everyone's done playing that game, and that Earth, once again, will go away and become a full 4D Earth. Make sense?
Yes.
Beautiful. Anything else on that? Good?
How do we get to these other places?
What other places?
These other worlds you just mentioned?
Those other worlds, which ones? The 4D Earth? You're on it.
The Syrian planet and the Syrian dimension and the one you mentioned before.
So you physically go to that?
Not physically, but
Mentally?
yeah.
Okay, so let me give you a way. Ready? Ready? Okay. Do you see a planet in your mind now? It is blue. Picture it? Got it? Ta-da, you're there, serious. Now, now I want you to zoom in. You're back here, zoom in, watch it get larger. You see kind of like the blue and the black patches of the landscape. You see the atmosphere misting, get closer through the atmosphere, and now you're there. Remember, everything is here and now. It's only your belief that says it's not. And as you become comfortable, now we're going to reflect the idea of Seth, another great teacher of ours. The idea of Seth, let's say, really focused in on relationship to reality. I'm relating to 3D, therefore I can feel it. All of you can relate because you are familiar, understanding in its fullness what it takes to be a human and receive the vibration of this density. That's familiarity, relationship to reality. So as you journey up to Sirius or Ascension or whatever's in your wonderful mind to go to, you become familiar in idea belief systems of doubt, controversy, I'm not sure, I need proof, shit like that, that, let's say, keep you a little bit about it. As you become more and more familiar by going there and feeling it and saying, awesome, this is real, this is it, then what happens is it starts to flow in. Because why? Because you're focused on it. And it's you that are creating it. And then when you believe it, it becomes more real. Because you are the creator of your universe. See, the ultimate reality, entities, is this. The ultimate reality is whatever you choose is your reality. Everything. Whatever you will be, will be. It can be no other way, because you're the master creator. You are creation. You take this pool of creation around you and you mold it into the experience, and then it is you for experience, and you journey on. So as you become more and more familiar with different portions of your reality, you understand what it was like to get in water. That was a reality, an environment, a relationship, cold, thicker, slow moving, can't breathe in it. You understood it. So in that idea, you get familiar with these different frequencies. Lucid dreaming, astral projection, turning into astral shifting. And then you will start to vibrate at a frequency that matches because your familiarity is now in allowance of that as a real, as believable, as accepting. Then it becomes vibrationally sound in your own vibrational isness, and it becomes a remembrance of what you already are, already know, and therefore will be. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's how it is. It is truly simple, but we need to make it hard because we were taught everything was hard. And what it was is most people had to work for that, and if someone comes along and does it easy, they're like, I had to do it hard, you need to do it hard. And then they get a little upset. You're going, oh, okay. Have a Coke, have a smile, and just leave. Disengagement in what you do not prefer, so easy. There's no obligation, no responsibility to anybody, truly. Know this. Choose it if you will, and see the glory of your own choices. Anything else? Go ahead. Oh, slide. Yep, stand by. I need some coffee. Right? So did you get that on the Syrian idea?
Yeah.
If I walk into a cave and I understand the cave and how it feels and understanding that's still the same environment, but it's just a little bit different. But once I become comfortable with it, then I own it. And it's like going into a job, your first day at work, you're not sure about anything, so the whole environment feels unsteady and you're not sure because your beliefs are bouncing all over the place and you're like, oh, acceptance, and you're trying to shift. But after a while, you own the place. You know? You walk in there as the owner. It's the same thing in becoming familiar with different environments up here. Because this is everything. That idea of imagination, we've said it so many times in the channeling, and we're going to hammer it until it sticks. Imagination is creation. There is no such thing as, you have a big imagination. Awesome, thank you. Wow, you do want that, because that is creation. That's your thing. Every single thought, the conceiving mind, to echo that of Bashar, the conceiving, receiving, and perceiving minds. That conceiving mind is your higher self, is all that is. Your receiving mind is that wonderful thing, a physical brain that gives you the appearance of this reality, the function, the feelings, and everything that goes with it. The perceiving mind is how you filter it. That's all it is. It runs through the filters. You perceive it this way. Before in your life, you saw the one thing one way, and then you looked at the exact same thing, whoop, but you perceived it different. You saw it in Ascension eyes. Same idea. So that conceiving mind is your imagination, and it is here and now. And where does everything exist? Here and now. So you got it all, everything, at your fingertips. It's only your believability in yourself to allow yourself to have that. Don't expect, don't wait for it, don't make it happen, don't outthink it. Because you can't think big enough. You just can't. Okay? Too small. Let the universe, you, flow into you effortlessly and show you what you already are. And imagination is the pathway. It's the God stream, the slipstream, Roxy calls it. The slipstream of life that constantly flows in. And your imagination is all of that. And all of those realities will be conceived. Now, getting over to the Essassani civilization, and actually physically being then there, but they're not a 4D, they're a 3D, they're not a 4D, 3D idea. Yes. So in that idea, they're a vibrational state of being 4D, although they do appear to each other as physical. Okay, but they're not, they're in a different density. But they appear that. Now you can go there and actually be there, but you will appear most likely as an Essassani, but everyone will know that you're not an Essassani because your vibration screams human. But that's okay because they're accepting you there, and then you will start to experience at a more realistic, and we'll use that term because it's plausible, and more realistic vibration of experience as you move forward with that, as well as the Essassani. Now, a lot of these things are coming online is because humanity has to get familiar. And we want you to get familiar with what it is to hang out with aliens and extraterrestrials before the, let's say, open contact, you know, the mass one. Between the years of 2025 to 33, it's still ping-ponging around, you know, we just know it's going to happen in the now. So, but we have to have enough humans okay with it, because if we land in Central Park right now, guns, 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 you know? So they're not coming because we're not ready in that idea. So in that idea, we become, the light workers become more acceptable of hanging out with ETs and talking with them. Tom talks to them all the time. Tom's right over here, Roxy Squeeze. Talks to them all the time. So how that helps humanity is the collective whole tunes into the here and now of one, because that's what we are, and gets that vibrational acceptance of, hey, I'm talking to aliens and I don't need them to be there, and reflect, I believe I am, and that allows others and others and others and others. And then the 4D vibrational earth, as it's separating, allows these interactions to become more so, and then the interactions will happen. Okay, the alien idea of UFOs, more and more and more. The ancient aliens doing their great work by shoving it into humanity's idea of, you know, mass media, awesome, so people can at least start accepting it. One little ounce of a belief system of allowability ekes in love, and then poof. And then the whole vibration of Earth says, okay, we're ready to do that. We're ready to meet aliens. We really are. So disclosure's happening this year and next year, and then we're going to know all the secrets and all that stuff. And then like, yeah, UFO's been here. We've been working with aliens. They're not that bad. They're going to try to do some spinning, but everyone's going to see through it because we're so tired of fear. We're just like, oh, really? You're going to play that trump card again? Get out. Oh, what a pun! Oh! Roxy! Perfect! Oh my God, Roxy shit in her pants. She loves that one. That was So in that idea, you see the vibration with acceptance of what's in your imagination leads to an idea of reality to be conceived. You cannot you cannot not have what you want. You just can't intentionally use this speck of information to try to control it to make it happen. Just allow it. And know that if you look for the fun in the now, then your life is cool and you really don't care what you're missing because you're having too much fun now. If your nows are filled with fun, you don't think something's better, because you can't replace happiness with the conceived idea of a past happiness, because it's lackluster, it's empty, right? You live now, you find a happiness that cannot be unshaken, cannot be like overpowered by anything material or idealistic of the past, or candy, we call it. Things that are, and then you just get diabetes. So that kind of idea. More questions? Anybody? Bueller, class,
I
Roxy's
I
favorite.
have a question.
Yes, you do.
And, okay, so my thinking mind, I get it, it's not my friend. It's habitually always in the past or the future.
All right, time. It is your friend. Your thinking mind? Say it's not your friend? It is your friend.
Okay.
I'll give you an idea of the thinking mind. Ready? I'm going to stand up. I'm going to tell you who the ego is. Let's go back 10 years. The ego that you see now is the most joyful person it was 10 years ago. It's an old belief. It's an old self. It's an old suit or outfit you used to wear that doesn't want to let go. So you think it's an idea of something against you, but it is you. It's just an old you. Because if you are now and not believing anything in the past, there's no ego to create. Because you bring that stuff into the now. It's back there. That's an old belief system. But that's the functionality of human forgetfulness. So you don't get mad at it. You just realize, oh, that's an old me. That's a me that believes and holds on to that identity for acceptance, for love, for belonging, for approval, for worth, for life. Give me something so I can feel like I belong here. And that's a son of a bitch. It's tough for humanity and to not belong, to be lonely. When you fall in love with yourself, you will be alone at times, but you'll never be lonely. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So your ego's your friend. Don't make it an enemy. Say, hey, what's up? Yeah, I believed you then, but now let's talk about it. I used to be you, but now I'm a different person. So what do you got? Well, no. And it may bring up that emotional attachment, that anger, that thing that says, rawr, and you're like, and you go on that ride, and it just rips you apart, and you feel your unworthiness and responsibility and lack, and especially when a lover just says, I don't love you anymore, and you're like, argh, and you get crushed. Why? Because you relied on that love to complete you. And that love's unconditional. But when you condition that love, then you're going to find out you're conditioning yourself, and then brings up all the lack that you don't love yourself, right? All right, so go ahead with your question.
Well, I would like some advice
Offering.
on how to mentally stay in the now.
Practicum. We always say now. When those fears come up, there's a recognition. Okay, is that happening now? Let me look around. No. Steady myself. And we literally mean now, because this is all there is. What's the coolest part is at the beginning of this idea transmission that we did this, okay, how much of it really happened in physical reality? Not a lot. That's what's really cool about it. Is because right now we gave ourselves the memory of all of you getting to this now. And everything we spoke actually happened, in most of it up here in creation, in the memory. Very little of it actually happened in the physical realm. Cool, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So know that now is everything. So when you want to remind yourself of the now, I always say, if there's a triggering idea that you catch yourself, and it takes an idea of a habit in a way, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, what am I thinking about? Is that now? Oh yeah, now. Let me get back to the now. That kind of idea. It's okay to plan. You have idea of plannings. Roxy has a session on Monday at 5 o'clock. It's in her calendar, but she's not. Okay. She's now. It'll happen then. And then she came from a standpoint, if I make an appointment, what about that? She asked that question as the big O at the time. She didn't meet me then. And O said this, it says, well, if you don't go to the appointment, that's not your highest excitement. And she goes, oh yeah, so it really doesn't matter. Right, it's a probability. So you can still plan for the future is what we're saying, but don't hold yourself to that streamline of a lifetime or of a timeline to condition yourself to that, because there might be something else. And nothing is that important other than what you choose in the now. If it's more important than you and here and now, then you're looking at a limitation of an expectation that to fulfill maybe someone else's idea, of importance that you're supposed to meet their expectations. Screw that. Who are they? They're lost gods. Cherish them for the journey, honor them for the choices, but go about your nows. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So be here and now. Come on in, darling. Don't be afraid. You can come all the way in. Marco, help me. So in that idea, the here and now is you have easily understand time. Bills, money. What about this? What about that? What about that? Okay. The past is anything brought up in the past is usually regret. An action of the old self. But that self was the best self you could have ever been. Otherwise, you wouldn't have chosen it, because you can't choose less or more than yourself. You always choose now the perfect self, right? So that takes care of the past. Now the future is I've got something I've got to do, I've got to handle, but that'll happen perfectly in the now. If I trust myself now, choose my happiness now, how can that be anything else but joyful? And if it never comes in, don't worry about it. So all of the ways that you think about what I need to take care of in the future is created and taken care of right now by you following your joy. Because it's a light show. It's a billion different Earths. And you create the vibrational holodeck according to your vibration of yourself. Make sense? So remind yourself, is it happening here and now? Is that now? Do I need to, where am I now? Now. Right? And you can ponder and think, and especially in driving, you kind of like, how did I get here? All of you do that. Don't worry about it. Really don't worry about it, because you went from here to here and gave yourself the memory of driving, and you don't remember it because you really didn't drive it. You just popped here and gave yourself the memory, oh yeah, I started over there. Don't worry about it. Relax. And that gives you meditation time. Those thinking times. That's why people love to drive. They just drive around because their mind is endless. It's open to think. So do that too. That's now too. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
To ponder. Oh, don't think. Think is action. Oh, I figured it out. Got plans. Make some calls. I got my planner. Just got a new planner, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm funny. Good?
Yes.
Very good. Anything else? Go.
Do I have any messages from my galactic family, something they want me to know for right now at this moment?
Yes, the candle is lit in the window and we're waiting for you to come home. Yep. All of you have a candle in the window. Every single one from your galactic families. They know you're on a journey and they love you for it.
Thank you.
Make sense? Oh yes. Oh God, Roxy's heart just melted. That was so beautiful. I know it was. I know. Yes, babe.
How do you define good and bad, and is there an absolute truth?
Good and bad, what was the last part?
Is there an absolute truth?
Yes, the absolute truth, we'll handle that one first, is that your truth is the absolute truth. There's no one truth, because one truth is limited. Because if I don't want to choose the one truth, then you're limiting me to my truth, and I'm unlimited. So the one truth, the ultimate reality, is all truths are truth to the individual singularity choosing it to be true.
Mm-hmm.
How fucking cool is that? It's so cool. Right?
Yeah.
See, humanity looks for stability.
Right.
We need something to be solid because our entire lives was building blocks of solid ideas of identity that gave us permission to move forward with ourselves, to feel good and try new things. But we needed a home base. We needed something to relax on. And when we get the authority back, oh my God, that I'm allowed to choose anything? That I am the one in charge? No, there's got to be one truth. There's got to be someone else in charge because I'm not worthy of my own charge. Make sense? I'm not worthy to choose myself. That's a big one to swallow. That humanity can do that. Right? That we get to choose our own reality. So the ultimate truth, the one truth, is all truths are truth. All of them. Unlimited. That's why creation goes forever, because we can't stop. So the difference in good and bad, it's all good. It's all creation, unconditional love. That's the gift of polarity. And it is a gift because it's experience. Limitation is an experience. How many idea entities, about the endless number of entities, have chosen humanity? Let's say, in proportion speaking, a very small amount. To not really understand, remember that you're God. So limitation in and of itself is so beautiful to the eye of the beholder, truly. But the fractal says, oh, this shit's, it's pain, suffer, sorrow, bad. That's the gift of polarity, to take unconditional love and distort it into a frequency that gives you an emotional content of value of experience. That's pain, suffering, sorrow. That makes me angry. You're hurting someone, you know. That is atrocity, things like that. Those are all definitions of experience of humanity's evolution. And in that, that's how you measure and scale what it is to be a human. You look at things from the alpha and the omega, right? The polarity of, oh, that's awesome, that's not so awesome. The master, now learning through acceptance, vulnerability, allowance, allows and sees creators creating. Take this to heart. Hitler and Jesus are equals. They are. They're two entities joining in a game and playing a game. Truly. Tough one to swallow for what he did, but what Hitler did is show us, damn, we don't want that anymore. We're going to get our armies together and we're going to kick your ass. And we did. That's what we didn't want. So through the representation of the human collective, we said, no, we don't want to be your slaves. We're going to kick your butt to make you go away. Fine. But it all represented what we don't want. And through the evolution, we're getting to a point of, God, there's really no reasons for any guns, any wars, any separations. No flags, no countries, no wall, leading back to Imagine by John Lennon. You know, just little idea bits, and this is humanity's game. This is my choice, my individual choice to breathe this out and say, here, humanity, this is my love, and everyone does that, and we all get to choose. How do I get to see that? That's awesome, that's not. Let it go. When you see someone that is doing harm to someone, look at two entities choosing their reality as experience for themselves to evolve the individuals that are chosen at that moment. You get involved in it, in the approach of it, as a negative idea, then you reinforce it. Right? I don't feel sorry for anyone. It's horrible because they only constitute a vibration of reinforcement of the horrible thing that just was validated by me. I don't want to look at things that way because then no one else gets to see a different part of themselves in the mirror. Now if I look at them at love, then I represent love. Then they say, wow, why aren't you concerned? Why don't you care? I do care. I do care for me, not to choose your pain. I see love. Go about your nows. Have a Coke and a smile. We'll see you in the next night. I love them, right? But I can't get caught up in the drama. If I don't like the channel, turn it. Don't like what you see, walk away. You're not obligated or a responsibility to save the species. We're not broke. We're God's journeying in a forgetful land to remember the most beautiful idea, what we are. Oh, gods. Make sense? Yes, Dorothy.
Yes, so do they have...
I like your necklace.
Thank you.
You like sacred geometry?
Yes,
Yes, you do.
absolutely.
Yes, you do. Go ahead.
So do they have any message for me to stay for in the now on how I will move into a
What do you want to do?
show up and help people who are dealing with the loss of a child on the other side to make that connection easy and joyous and stay in the now with love.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
That's your joy.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
my joy.
now they'll come and say, help me. Now, don't perceive them as they need help. Say, I'm
Right.
going to offer and make the connection. How? In the now. You already have created that reality of being that idea.
Yeah.
So now you get the vibrational creations of your love, passion, idea for that will present themselves to you for you to experience that and reflect back to the others through your love for what you're doing for yourself.
Right.
And then they get to see the love in you and they get to choose themselves. How cool is that?
It is cool. So excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna
So
dance
that's
to that.
what you're doing. Don't worry about how to make it any better or any different. Know that it's coming. It all flows. Ocyphius made a reference point to Roxy one day about a spider in a web. Okay, the spider doesn't go out and hunt food. It just hangs out in the web and waits for the universe to blow it in. It's like, oh, thanks. You know, that's wait, relax. Have fun in the now. You know, but just hang out and be the now. And whatever is vibrationally exciting slipstream, that looks fun. Then you engage in play. But if you're waiting, I should do this. Well, maybe I can just try to do this. When you try and try, then you're going out in the structure of control, and then you out for that vibration in the mirror, and then you only get that vibration that you've just put out, which is no fun. Make sense? What's the matter?
It's good. It's good.
Good? Yes.
So I have a question.
Yes, you do.
Are
gorgeous.
I tend to feel the feelings of the people closest to me,
Yes.
and sometimes it's like if they have anxiety, I can feel it, and they're not even around me.
Yes.
But it puts me, of course, emotionally at a different place, and like he even sees me sometimes. I'll wake up and I'll tell him like there's something wrong, and I call that person that I'm thinking about, and there's actually something wrong.
Truly. So you have this wonderful idea of not putting a filter to connect it to humanity. Now you can do it with anyone, the total stranger over in Zimbabwe, or the one right here in your reality of your knowing as a relationship. You know, a friend, a family, even a stranger that you coincidentally just made eye contact with. So you don't have a filter there. That's a belief system that you didn't put in place to separate, so now it flows in and you are translating, listen now, that vibration. You feel it and you're defining it yourself. You feel the anxiety, there is something wrong, and yes, you are validating that by calling them, hey, what's wrong? They say, okay, shit, okay, I felt it. That's your validation. Now the gift is, to yourself, is to see it differently. Is to say, awesome, love it, feel it. Let them know you're there if they seek your idea, let's say, offerings, assistance, not advice. Advice is a preacher. So in that idea, you've gifted yourself with that by not filtering it upon your birth or any of your coveting ideas of your journey to say, I can't do that. Most people don't realize what they feel is a lot of time the here and now of the remembrance of an idea now that connected the different ideas. And Rita says, who does this belong to? Is it your vibration? Yes, it truly is, but it's the translation, let's say, the transmission, the co-creation between the way you're translating it, okay? Which is okay, but you can shift it. Look at it with love eyes, right? Because when you offer a version of the self to another that they don't know, then they can get upset. And they can choose differently to themselves, right? Because if they always get the same validation through you, they think it's you they see, right? Me and you are friends. And me and you interact, and when you would say, hey, let's go out and have a party. Okay, we're gonna go out, we go out. And I'm the same person to you, right? I have drama, you know. I tell you about my problems, my boyfriend problems and such. And you expect that from me, right? So whenever you see me, you expect the vibration and you give me the same idea, approach to the moment, and treat me the same way, in the same vibration. So, and then I look at you in the same way. I know who you are from the past, and that's what I get, which reinforces me. But if you make the choice of being love instead of the status quo, then I get to see a new part of myself, right? So when you feel that connection to another, instead of validating what you know they're going through, offer it different. You send them back a little bit of love, allowance, acceptance, and then they get to see a new portion of themselves which they forgot. And now they evolve. Make sense? Booyah. Go ahead.
Last weekend I went to a channeling group as well.
Awesome.
I met a boy there, and we haven't talked much, but there's one time when we play a game, he picked the word I write down, which is I write down depression. And I think at that time, this word, in his own words, hit him in the face. I think he's having some kind of emotional problem at that time, but we haven't talked much during the 3 days. But when the meeting is over, and when I'm about to leave the building, and he walked right to me and hugged me saying thank you, and there's a moment we look into each other's eyes, we just start to cry.
Yes.
And at that time, I really feel, I haven't felt this strong for anyone, anytime in my life. So, exactly, and
beautiful.
At that time, I think he feels the same too. Our hearts just like crashing into each other. So I think I must know him, even if this is the first time I see him.
Oh, no, yeah. Guys, all of us know each other. I mean, we know each other for a long freaking time. We're no strangers. The entity, fractal, might be strangers, but the higher selves know. And what happens is, when you feel that passion, okay, that your heart just melts for someone. There's no filters between you and you, because it's a mirror. You are getting an unconditional love reflection back to the mirror the way you're interpreting that vibration, and you melt your own heart is what it is.
Wow.
You feel the love for yourself, right?
At that point, I really feel unconditional love.
Oh yeah.
For each other.
And it's and I'll tell you this, that's a really, really, and we'll use a good version, a really dumbed down version of what unconditional love is. You cannot contain in the human body at this time what it is to be what you are. It is so magnificent. It's like the eternal orgasm some people equate it to. It's like, for, you know, it's just so large, but you're getting there, and you are feeling it. Again, relationship to reality, as Seth said, you're getting familiar with who you are, and you start to live that all the time. You need two of you to contain your love, your happiness. And that's when you really become this thunderous God walking around where people are like, wow, what is that? You know, they feel it. They're trying to figure it out. They're translating. So you two unconditionally saw each other, which is seeing yourselves in the mirror. How beautiful. And that goes for meeting people as probabilities of old interactions, past lifetimes, cycled friends and stuff. I'll ask the ladies, you ever meet a guy and you're like, God, I gotta bang him. Right? You didn't care. You just... Right?
We're gonna take the fifth on that.
Yeah. You just have that connection. There's no idea. That red, we call it the red band energy. That circuit needs to be closed, and you remember that connection through the idea of the past experience of the love you felt for each other. You know? And that's a reflection of the love you felt for yourself, but you're like, oh my God, is there a bathroom close? Heading close to home, darling? Okay, anyone else? Go ahead, darling.
Can you explain the twin flame thing
Okay.
for me to understand and how I met my twin flame?
All right. I love Roxanne. You know, next time, I think a dry erase board. I'm ready to move. Roxy's saying, God, yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, so in the idea of a twin flame, we're going to start with the idea of romance. Romance is an idea of giving yourself value, worth. When it's unconditional romance, you don't put an idea of a definition on it. You just are in the now. Make sense? But when you want to be romantic, you're trying to fulfill an idea of creating a feeling. So humanity comes up with many different ways of romantic ideas. The first one back in the 80s was what? Soulmate. I want to find my soulmate. You know how many of you from the same oversoul here? A lot. Okay? So you have soulmates all around, but then that says, well, that takes the lackluster out of creation. It's not romantic anymore. It's kind of boring. I don't feel worthy because I don't have anything to depend on to make myself special, romantic. Make sense? All belief systems birthing up saying, I don't love myself, but represented in different ways. Then along comes an idea of twin flame. The romantic, because there's too many soulmates, that wasn't working, so I'm going to give myself a different definition to have a twin flame. Now, is there twin flames? Absolutely. Is it a blanket idea for humanity? Not a chance. No. There's bubbles everywhere, and they're all individual realities created. So in the idea of a twin flame, as the constitutional accepted definition in this space-time now, it's a fractal coming out, creating an entity, and at the last minute, poof, it splits into two. And they go anywhere on Earth. And it's from the same idea, energy beam that creates the fractal from the higher self. That kind of idea. And yes, you can have that. But does everyone have it? No. It's the individual choice. Once again, the ultimate truth. You can have that, sure. But don't look at it and constitute, I need that to fulfill myself. Because nothing out there will ever fill you, because you're telling the mirror, I need you to fulfill me, and you will get that for the rest of your now. You fill the self by choosing to love in the inside. You are whole. See, you're whole already, but you have lacks that say, I need this over here to fill the love that I don't know how to love myself in. My lack, my empty, my pie, my whole pie has a piece missing. Please come and complete me. I fill it with my love. And then if I'm whole, how can anything outside fill me if I'm whole? Right? And that's what you want to do. So you keep loving yourself. I'm okay with who I am right now. I fucking rock this world. Here's who I am. And in my nows, I choose myself and I find an old self and said, I can't use you anymore. Thank you for your service. That's an outdated outfit. I gotta go. I'm going to buy some new shoes. Gonna go buy some new, and go in the now and love yourself and love yourself and love yourself and accept who you are. And those regrets, those reflections of others that criticize you, your acceptance is allowing yourself to criticize yourself. But they're criticizing you. Their reasons is because they see that they can't have enough balls to choose themselves. So they have to put it down to justify their own mediocrity. But you can't get mad at them because they're forgotten gods. They're lost. Honor them. Say, I love you for your choices, but I'm not going to accept your criticism. Why? Because you're not my fucking authority. I am. Make sense?
Absolutely.
Booyah. Cool. Any more questions? Go ahead, darling.
I was just wondering if you've known or if you're aware of any other world where energy beings don't need to consume each other in order to survive. Kind of like here we have to consume.
Oh, we eat food.
Or, yes.
Yeah, many Earths don't do that at all. Yeah. Many different Earths don't do that. There are parallel Earths that are, there's so many different versions of Earths. There's a technology Earth, there's a nuclear war Earth, there's an Earth that didn't take technology, there's an Earth that understood how to use nature for the idea of foods. How do you see that in the perfect reflection? Avatar. That's your representation of one of yours. That attitude. And there's other species that do that. But this species and all the entities who chose this know what's going on when they come here. If you're a cow, I'm going to get eaten. But that's their experience to get that idea. I know it sounds fucked up, but understand, that's their choice to experience that portion of creation, because all of creation is sacred, all of creation is spiritual, all of creation is unconditional love. It's only your individual world that takes that love and distorts it into an idea to measure it on a scale of polarity. Awesome? Shitty. Make sense? Go ahead.
So that means that if right now we're here in a human form, is there a chance that we would ever choose again to go the other way, to be an animal or a plant? Or we are here now in a human form because we already experienced the other forms?
Most likely you've experienced the other forms. Doesn't mean you can't go back again. You guys ever read the raw material? The Book of One?
Oh, the law one?
Law One?
Yeah.
Who knows about wanderers?
A little bit.
Do you know what a wanderer is? Someone that's already went to 5th density and wandered back down to 3rd density to play the game again. There's wanderers in this room.
What?
You've done it before and you're like, damn, I came back? Yeah. You know you're a wanderer, then you know you are a wanderer. But yeah, you can go and play the different games again because you have an endless number of yous. So you get to create a you here and a you here, and okay, hey, look, I remembered, oh yeah, I really wanted to be a slug. And then right? And then I want to be this over here, and I'll do that. You have an endless number of amounts of creations available to you, and you just create them. Make sense? Beautiful. Yes?
Speaking of nature, I remember Roxanne channeled an entity called Gonglia.
Gongalia from the Terrapian civilization.
I missed that guy. Could you bring him forward? I just miss him.
Gongalia?
Or someone similar to the messenger from
Stand by.
Okay.
You stand by? Greetings, Gongalia, from the Terrapian civilization. How are you all?
Good, great.
Welcome.
We represent trees. Yes. Trees, antennae in your terms, but truly we are individual singularities, experience the idea of trees, talk to us. That's why you hug us, do you not? You started out hugging, but then we listen in on your conversations and we speak to you in the parks, but you discount us. That's okay, you forgot. But we are here, Therapians. We are in an idea of, let's say, offers of information. We do not contextualize much about limitations. We like to give interworkings of dimensionality perspectives, how shit happens on Earth, as far as programs running, interactions, things like that. Make sense?
Yeah.
Talk to us and you too, we have many answers. Good? Did you have a question back there?
How can I visit the astral forest? Like, I want to experience in my dream, go to the astral plane and, experience the forest that, the plant that exists in the astral plane.
The idea of a particular astral plane, or are you looking at the astral plane in and of itself, which is endless for you to create as is? Define it. That's what we're asking.
So I just wonder, like, speaking of the Avatar, so when I see all the plants of the forest in the Avatar movie,
Yes.
these are just so beautiful.
Yes, they
So
are.
how can I go to a plane that's just resembles that?
There are many ways, and allowance is, let's say, the most easiest. You can also come to us. Remember, your experience now of representation, getting to know me now as Gangalina, all you have to do is call, and I will be there, because why? Everything is here and now. So in that idea of reflection, in this here and now, call me, and I will take you there. We'll go together. All you have to do is go along with the pixie dust.
What's that pixie dust?
Yes?
What's
And you will get to those ideas. Remember, however, though, listen very carefully, class. You cannot conceptualize many worlds because your frame of reference, your structure of what is reality, cannot be interpreted as what is, let's say, other possibles. So you will get a representation of expansions. It's much like you walk into a room and it's kind of foggy. You just see shadows. And your shadows, as the fog clears, becomes more vibrant. So you are expanding. That tree representation you saw on your Avatar movie, the Na'vi, and the representation of their world was a portion of outer limits of acceptable framework of what planets can be. But you couldn't go beyond that because you would not be able to conceive it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
So understand your reference points of now and let your quasi-mind bring you into that field. Patience in the now. Go ahead.
Okay, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, boring. We love you. We shall bring back Sylvester. Remember, Gongalina, Therapian, call us next to trees, listen to us. We whisper all the time, truly. We bid you good day. Oh, she's so cool. So we got about 3:30. Go ahead, darling.
Is this is this a predatorial universe?
Oh no, it's a predatorial your universe. There's no predators until you say they're predators. There's not one bad alien, not one scary idea, not one until you say it is. Beyond this earth, there's an entire universe. That universe is nothing except what you make it. Now that is some authority to swallow, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You get to choose how to see the universe. Make sense? It's only on earth you understand polarity. Yes, there's other ideas of polarity, but it's not the idea that you scale it to. It's different. But only you choose it to be what it is. Yes?
So the 4 crystals that called me to Hot Springs, Arkansas last month to go.
Did you find the hidden mine with the big crystals? Did you find it?
I don't know what
No.
I found.
Okay, go ahead.
I found the 4 pieces that were coming, said that they wanted to bring the energy of the 4 horsemen here to the Cayce Center and bring new revelations. And
Okay.
do they have So they're on display now in the bookstore.
Beautiful.
And I'm just asking, is there any other information that we need to know in the now that they need?
No, they're good. You'll know what to do. Love you.
Thank you.
Drive fast. No, as far as that, no, you've done what it is. See, when you experience and create an idea, looking for what you haven't done yet is lack. Trust what you have done and let it unfold as it goes. Really giving up control is a son of a bitch, we know. But you'll be fine. But I think we're good on time. Everyone seems to be getting, we gotta pee, gotta go, Roxy. Good? Well, listen, it's been an honor. Truly. I get to do this. You know? One more idea. I know you want to thank me, and thank you for thanking me. But truly, when you thank someone, it's as if they didn't get anything out of it. See, you guys allowed me to do this. I can never repay you, nor would I want to. But you gave me life, so really, no reason to thank me, because you did it for me. I love you. Well, Big O would like to say, it has been an honor, that of humanity. We'll see you all in the next now. We bid you a good day. Adonai. Booyah. All right, guys, thank you so much. God, that was good. Really good. All right, guys, Bad Out in La La Land, we love you. Thanks for tuning in, and if you need me, you know how to find me. And take care, guys.